Welcome to Psychic Evolution with evidential psychic medium Jamie Clark and spiritual coach and healer Maggie Clark.
And welcome back to another episode of Psychic Evolution. I'm Jamie Clark.
And I'm Maggie Clark, and this is the podcast where you discover the psychic potential within to empower yourself and manifest your psychic and mediumship gifts.
And these abilities are so natural, they're supernatural.
So today, hello, psychic starseeds, how to go home. Do you feel you are not from this planet and that your home is elsewhere? Are your psychic gifts opening up to other realities and potentials of life experience? Are you feeling alone? Do you have a longing to go home and a feeling of not belonging here? Are you feeling like you are ready to find yourself and more of who you are as this eternal being? This episode is dedicated to you, Starseeds.
And a lot of us are waking up to our heritage, who we are as that eternal being, and ready and hungry enough to start discovering more of who we are as that inner space astronaut, which is everything. And we just wanted to have this episode to share with you that you're not alone, that there are a lot of us that are here that have chosen to be here to help the evolution of human consciousness. And we did not say it would be easy, but you have enough guts to be here, and that might tell you you're strong enough to live here.
So this is the final episode of season 4, and we wanted to really address this. This is a question from one of our Instagram followers. We've been messaging about, what do you want to hear about? And what would you like to hear? And this question comes up a lot in our individual sessions with clients. We get this question on Instagram, on Facebook, through emails, and we want to dedicate this whole episode for Psychic Starseeds. Now, in between season 4 and season 5, just so you know, we are going to be releasing mini episodes. They'll be, maybe 10, 15 minutes long. And they're just little fun things to kind of just support you, keep you on your psychic journey until season 5 begins. Season 5 is going to be starting on February 23rd on Wednesday. So you can look for full episodes at that time. And in the meantime, have fun with these little mini episodes that we put out. There'll be 4 of them. And we will miss you, but you can always contact us through Facebook, Instagram, and email with questions for next season. So please throw them our way. Getting back to our starseeds, though, this episode is just one that we love. We talk about this all the time. Jamie and I are constantly talking about starseeds and our alien connections and the way that we process what we find within ourselves.
And this can be a very lonely journey sometimes, where you're here and you have people around, yet you still feel alone. You feel like you have another reality beyond what the others are having around you. And that sometimes can help you to feel on the outside, to go, yeah, this is great, but I'm just kind of here existing. I don't feel like I'm necessarily living. And a lot of this longing to go home, this reconnection with ourselves as the eternal beingness of who we are, is allowing us to discover more of our abilities intuitively, spiritually, and unified with the oneness. And from my awareness, 1, everything is spiritual. 2, life is relative because we as humans are extraterrestrials to everyone else. Ooh. And I always say, no matter where you go, there you are, soul prints of consciousness. Now, in addition, a lot of this soul searching, this realization, and these soul whispers from our spiritual teams, our oversoul, and our higher self in this way. And a lot of us are beginning to listen. We may not understand what all of this information might be, but we are certainly feeling the effects from these new vibrations of consciousness. And it's powerful because a lot of us, one, everyone's a psychic medium. Two, a lot of us have grown up in a family. And for me, I'm very thankful. I have an amazing growth experience with my mom. But a lot of people may not have the rest of the family who's open to these. And sometimes families or others perceive it as a challenge or a negative thing. And then you might start shutting your abilities down and start getting frustrated. Go, yeah, but I feel so much more, but I'm not allowed to do this. And that's when you kind of start to get a little bit challenged and frustrated enough to go, something's going to change. Yeah, me. And so it has now become an inside job for us, just like we as the starseeds are the inside job for our intergalactic brothers and sisters. And what I mean by that is, to my awareness, that there are not going to be intergalactic brothers and sisters who will come to our rescue and save us as a planet, although that's a beautiful intent. However, in a cosmic, some of the rules and regs kind of thing is that it is free will. And it's not that you're ignorant and you don't care and you just let them be off, but also that the ability that if you were an outside species, a race, and you were to save that particular planet, and from the love and the compassion of the all that is, you did this from, and you did it, you saved the planet. However, what you may not have realized is that very planet that you saved in a beautiful, gracious way was actually a very aggressive tribal energy of negative frustration. And even though you had the right intent, but by you taking an outside action rather than an inside, you now have taken that energy to a whole different frequency. Not manipulation anymore. It is co creation. And that's that inner starseed that a lot of us are waking up to our divine heritage, that eternal beingness. And this is not the only planet you lived on. This is not the only universe you've lived within and beyond. But that kind of a connection, when we can just breathe and allow life to happen, it becomes a lot more fulfilling. And in this connection of not belonging, but having those soul whispers of communication that mentally we may not understand it, but soul wise we'll recognize and feel it. And so for myself, I am very thankful to have had my whole life. I grew up with a mom who was an amazing psychic medium. Those who know me know I share with that. And it was incredible because my whole family used their abilities. They were all open to different spiritual beliefs. They had an awareness of religion and spirituality. And for me, when I could thrive, I have to watch what I say. And I was allowed to be free. I was allowed to find myself with empowerment because my mom is part of my team. And, what if just sometimes some of your loved ones that are in your life now are from your ancient heritage past, which is really right here, right now. But being given the gift of realization comfortably that I didn't have to fear what I was going to find. I was excited as to what I was going to find. And to have my mom as a guide for all of those years, that she spoke from her own awareness, but a lot of her insights gave me a lot of comfort with going in this direction of spirituality. Because sometimes you'll shut things down in order to blend in and fit in. And you do that enough, you'll start to feel like you're living for everyone else and not yourself. It's now time to start living for ourselves and with others.
Such an interesting vibration when we discover, wait a minute, I feel like I'm an alien, or I feel like there's a part of me that is not human. This is, an awakening to your starseed at some point. Some of us long to go home and they feel alone and they want to get off this planet. So if you are waking up to your starseed energy, if you know that you're a psychic starseed, if you know that you have a memory of a different race, being an alien, being in a different planet, a different star system, wherever it may be in the galaxy or the universe is, or even a past life where aliens walked on this planet and we were among them. All of these experiences are guiding you into who you are as a soul. Jamie says that eternal breath of life is the key. You are always connected to every life that you've ever had, past, present, congruent, future. All of it's happening now. There's no time. So these lifetimes that we feel, these experiences, think of them as we're having them right now. Because as time is an illusion, it's just an awareness that we are more than what we've discovered. We are more than what we've become to this point. And we are all of what we are at this very moment. When we can accept that reality, we no longer long to go anywhere because we have that reality within us. We have that reality of knowing that all of us, all our lives, right? Alien, human, combination, hybrid, whatever they may look like, they're all happening at this very moment. So there's no longing, there's an accepting. There's a peace that comes with this recognition. Now, this has been proven by quantum physics that time is an illusion. It is a construct of the human design. This is not something that we have to live by in our heart and in our soul. That is an idea and a construct of the mind and the human race. Now, we are part of this world, but we have to live in this world. What's the saying? Live the ordinary life in a non-ordinary way. So we are the non-ordinary way. Psychic starseeds, we are all the non-ordinary way. And it is completely natural to feel like there are better existences, better planets that are peaceful, more loving, more expanded. But the trick is not to leave here on Earth and go find those places. The trick is to accept that we chose as a soul to be here now. And the memory of the starseed is giving you the empowerment that you are much more than you have thought the human potential could be.
And those thoughts that I always refer to as the seeds of consciousness is what we're literally doing. We are star seeds from the intergalactic oneness. And being able to, as Mag was saying, have the past, present, and future, as we perceive it, all happening now. And there's people that will say, well, if it's already been done, then it's already been done, and there's no other change. And Chi, my master guy, is like, well, Jamie, that's one way of attaining already what you've accomplished. There are infinite ways to get back to the same point, because as soon as you come back, you realize you're one, and you have that experience again. No matter what, you allow that life to happen, one, no matter what species or planet you're on. It is the eternal soul connectedness that we are always connected, whether we're conscious of it or not. But those seeds of consciousness have now been planted in the soil of consciousness of this planet. It is now becoming an inside job as our seeds of consciousness begin to take on life and grow within it. And then we are helping others by helping ourselves. It is now, in a galactic way, rules and regs. You've gone around that going, right, it's not just craziness. It's then let's be efficient. If we need to do it as an inside job, then let's have them be born as humans on that planet so that they can blend in and have the life experience without being too shifted. And so for many lifetimes, a lot of us have been waking up. It's amazing. And we will always have our soul's evolution. But within those psychic senses, we are now ready for our psychic evolution in the discovery of who we are, which is everything.
I find that the most valuable thing for starseeds to remember right now, myself included, it's so important to think about how do we bring that energy into who we are? How do we become embodied with it? Not seeing as it's something you want to like leave yourself for or leave this planet for, but something you can bring here and bring into your home, bring into your heart, bring into your body. I find it so important to become embodied. Embodiment is when you allow the soul to come into the physical experience. And to do that when we're a starseed and we know, like, well, wait a minute, how do I be my starseed self if I'm a blue alien? Like, how does that even happen? How do I integrate that and embody that energy now? So this is something that star seeds have to figure out. This is a learning curve, a growing curve into your star seed potential is, can you embody the idea, right? That that's possible. Can you embody the human part of you fully? Okay. And that requires you getting really grounded, really activated into the earth, into Mother Gaia. You know, Gaia, the earth itself is a living, breathing, cosmic, celestial energy. She's allowing us to plant here, to grow here, to call this place home. So the earth has this energy of anchoring the soul in an incarnation. Our bodies, created of all the earth's elements, anchor our soul here in this time and space for this brief little blip of a moment. Now, when we recognize, for instance, say, oh my gosh, I am an alien. I might not know what star seed or what alien species I belong to, but I feel this way. I see myself this way. I look this way. I'm feeling this energy in my body and my being. How do you embody that? Allow yourself and give yourself permission to become more than what you thought the human potential could be. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't believe that the human potential is more than what it's shown itself to be in the last couple thousand years, then you will get stuck in longing to go home and feeling alone, because that belief system will stop you in your tracks for feeling like it's possible to embody your alien DNA or your starseed potential or other planetary life forms. Now, when your brain gets into the belief and the knowing that all is possible, call it shapeshifting, call it what you will, but open your mind to the belief that this is possible, that you can embody your starseed, your galactic starseed energy here on this planet. It's important to get that into your head so that you can then embody it in its full potential inside every part of your being on this planet.
Notice with the blue species that Mag is like, well, I come from them. That's a solid connection. How am I supposed to integrate that within this human body? And she was reminding me of the fact to go, well, as much as we can accept the blues or wherever we come from as the embodiment of it, we can now do the same thing with this human form and with the eternal forms that we take on as that eternal being. Because again, to my awareness and Chi's, that there are infinite universes. That remember that energy can neither be created nor destroyed, as I always say. And if that means we're eternal scientifically, and we've always been, and yet this universe has only been here 14.3 billion years, and we're not from this universe. Exactly. Now the science is validating a lot of these spiritual, esoteric, ancient teachings. What if that's the cosmic awareness that is starting to validate from the inside out? What if there are a lot of people who are kind of waiting to see how can you implement this within life? They allow themselves to accept themselves more and to grow into who they are as that eternal being, that breath of life. Literally, I always say we live our entire life in one breath. For when you come into this planet, you breathe in, and when you go out, you breathe out. Like we have the planetary breath of life, we have the universal breaths of life as the eternal beings. And a lot of us might feel very alone. And I will share with you, I have my connections as an extraterrestrial from this planet, but it can be very lonely. I love people, and this is an amazing planet with amazing people. But you don't always have your buddies to hang around. And a few years ago, when Maggie and I were at the gym, and I'm connected to a few different species, but there was this gentleman who came in and whoa, his energy, his soul vibrated with one of my planetary connections as another being on this planet. It was like, God, that felt amazing. I didn't know how alone I felt until I made that connection. I didn't say anything. I wasn't going to go up and rock his world in case something was out. He was just living his own life. Yet my soul recognition didn't think and believe. I knew this person was from that particular planet and dimension. And to get that familiarity from home, even when you don't know where the frig is home, that became a soul surge for me to go, that's what it feels like to be home from this particular planet or dimension. And to have that familiar vibe gave me the opportunity that my home is being brought home here to me. Wherever I go, we are home. It is the life that we accept it to be. Just like every other species that we're connecting with our intergalactic heritage, is our intergalactic homes. That we have that soul's evolution, like our psychic evolution, like the ability to evolutionize technology, insights, spirituality, religion, everything that you can update as we grow along, because our truths are always changing. Knowledge is power.
So many of you out there are like, I don't know what starseed I belong to. I don't know what alien race to connect with. I don't know where to go. And so, just so you know, this month's monthly meditation will be on the Infinite Voyager to bring your starseeds home and to connect you into your starseed family. You will find these monthly meditations on our membership for the Psychic Evolution Mystery School. And we release meditations every month. So that's going to be this month's meditation for our Inner Eye members. And if you need information on the membership, there will be a link in the show notes. And also, we do have a beautiful meditation called the Liquid Light Meditation. And that was on season 3, episode 13 of our podcast, Psychic Evolution. And in this meditation, it allows you to actually get more embodied. I'm really big on grounding into the earth. I have a lot of starseed connections, but I have a huge affinity for the human species and for humanity. It's got like this little soft spot in my heart that makes me want to cry in a good way. So, this embodiment meditation allows you to see it's actually a liquid light meditation for psychic development, but you can also use it for your star seeds as well and your connections. But what you want to do is you want to get really grounded. When we think about grounding, we think about grounding from our root chakra, right? Planting, that's like the earth, planting into our ancestry, into our DNA. And if you have latent starseed DNA within your genetics, this also helps activate it. So think about this. If you're being activated through your DNA in connection to your starseeds and your alien relationships, the more that you can embody and ground into your ancestral DNA, you do that through the root chakra. You do that through the earth element. The root chakra is at the base of the spine. Imagine yourself sitting on the ground, sitting on the earth. Your root chakra is completely connected there, landing on the earth. Imagine that the channel of your energy, your life force energy, goes through your chakra system, but then when it goes into the root or from the root chakra, it grounds into the earth and it sinks in and it goes deeper and deeper and deeper and grounds into the core of the earth. Now, the deeper you go into the earth, the higher you can go from the crown to the cosmos. You're building this liquid tube basically through the core of your being, through your spine, through all of your chakra systems, and you're grounding into the earth. So the more grounded you are in the earth and the deeper you go, the higher you connect into the cosmos and into your starseed lineage. So you're taking as above, so below. As it is in the microcosm, earth, it is in the macrocosm, cosmos. This is amazing. Now, okay, so I love these natural laws of the universe. This is the law of correspondence. As above, so below. As within, so without. You've seen it in the Bible. As in heaven, so shall it be on earth. But the more that you ground deeply through your root chakra into the core of the earth, the more you're activating, the more that you can embody your starseed here on this planet. Because we're stuck. We're not stuck. We chose to be in this physical body, in this incarnation, in here right now. If you're waking up as a psychic starseed, This is amazing. This is your human potential. You have such an amazing potential to embody what you find as a starseed, not to go outside of yourself, not to go off this planet, not to look anywhere else, but to go within, to ground it into your energy field. You can live this, you can embody this, and you can learn how to embody all the starseed connections that you have. I believe this is the human potential. I believe this is what embodiment is about, that we no longer have to feel alone. We can bring it here. And the more people that can do this on this planet, we're never going to feel alone again because we'll be embodying who we really are. We're not going to long to go somewhere else or to have a different existence because we're creating it here on this planet. This is what we're talking about, guys, is embodiment of your soul in this incarnation. Your soul is also your starseed connections. It's every lifetime you've ever had. It's the whole kit and caboodle of all of your energy. Now, we can't embody all the soul energy in a physical incarnation. We would blow up. The body cannot contain it. Yet, the more that we believe and we can actualize and realize, maybe we can embody more and more and more each day and become stronger and more connected to our soul and all that is.
And as we're waking up and trying to find the empowerment within these human bodies and to work our magic and share the love and all of those different qualities, what if, in a universal scheme of things, that this planet has been sent a number of brothers and sisters who are using their natural abilities, and so natural they're supernatural? Because there was a person a few thousand years ago, one of many, but that used to always work their magic, healing and love and empowerment. And he would always say, "Hey, what I do, you can do. And not only that, you can do more." I believe that that was a collective statement. Not just only one person can do what he can do. Everybody has the potential to do what he can do. And now, not only is it to just talk about it, but what if he was able to physically manifest and showcase a lot of what he was talking about? That it's energy and that it's love and that you can work with energy and love and create new realities. And what if he was just reminding us to be able to walk on water or to turn water into wine or to bring nourishment, in this case, some food from Nowheresville right here to go, hey, here's a fresh bread. Fresh bread, really, from another dimension? Was that a bakery or a universal? What, huh? It's beautiful. But it became the empowerment to go, well, this isn't just talking. I'm seeing this. And not only am I seeing this, I'm hearing it and I'm vibing with it because a lot of what's being shared, not everything, but a lot, is what I'm connecting with. And that's nourishing my soul because for so long, a lot of us, like, I didn't know who I am, who I was. But sometimes in discovering our past, we discover our present and the future beyond of where we can go.
So we want to think about living in the present. That's absolutely important. We want to think about living in the now. How do we bring that here? How do you become that? Besides the meditation we'll put on the membership, there's also an active type of experience that you can engage in to look at your starseed self. And so what I want you to do is to go in front of your mirror, whether it's in your bathroom or wherever you have a mirror that you can just or stand and just be comfortable for a while. So there's no like getting tired or rushing or anything. Just sit in front of that mirror and ask to see your starseed and watch how you shift. How does your body shift in the mirror? What do you see gazing back at you? Allow your eyes to just kind of soften. Allow yourself to just gaze into that mirror and just allow yourself to see whatever it is that you see. This is an ancient practice of mirror gazing where we are looking at our reflection. But when we're asking, we can participate in this psychic exercise to really see what we're embodying. I have gone through many awakenings to my starseed lineages. And in those awakenings, I always go to the mirror and I'm like, show me. I want to know what I look like. I want to see it. Sometimes I see it in my mind sight. Sometimes I see it in the mirror and I see my skin shifting or my face shifting or my body looking different. Sometimes I get taller or whatever the case may be. I want you to think about, trying that as an exercise. It is a psychic exercise, but soften the eyes. Ask yourself to be open to seeing yourself in a different way. This is a very interesting experience. And some people see like scary faces and things like that. If you're uncomfortable at all, just stop the exercise, walk away, light a candle, clean and clear energy field, whatever it is that you need to do. And just realize that, everything that we see can be a part of us, whether it's our conscious mind, our subconscious mind, our star seeds. It can go a lot of different places. So, just relax, just allow. If you see something you're uncomfortable with, journal about it. Be like, okay, what did I see and what did it bring up in me and why is it there? Because that might be a subconscious trigger. But if you're using this just to look at your star seed, work with your higher self, ask your spirit team that that's what you want to see. That's what you want to look at as well. Set some parameters around it. Remember, we're really big about working with our spirit team, setting parameters, safety rules, and regs around even the psychic exercises that we find that we would like to do.
And Mag, you bring up an interesting point is with your extraterrestrial connection, that lineage, you're asking to be shown a part of who you are. And not only is it that, but on the Infinite Voyager, for me, another dynamic I've added was as I was starting to soul trace in this case, I asked for my most recent incarnation of extraterrestrial planet and vehicle, whatever that is, so that I now have a time frame. So as we perceive it now, there is no time. But oh, this lifetime, this is the most recent. Oh, and this is the next lifetime that was just before that. For me, I like the connection and the realization. That way I know specifically what I'm targeting is that's the vehicle I was in because she's beautifully getting the validation, but may not quite know exactly what lifetime, what planet, that type of thing. For me, it becomes more of not only is her adventure and our adventure, but I want comfort too. I want the consistency that if for me, I have a lineage of lifetimes, oh, now I can start soul tracing, soul jumping to different experiences. Because what if a lot of the qualities that we have now as humans have been attained throughout our eternal beingness of all these other worlds with love, compassion, empowerment, and many, many other things. But it becomes the embodiment of that energy. Can we embody it? And by embody means being able to hold that vibe. Because JC has come to me and I connect with him a lot. And there was a time many years ago where he allowed my energy worked with me. He didn't make me, but I amped up my energy and it was just like, yeah, this is amazing. And bip, he stopped it. And I'm like, what's going on? Why are you doing that? And he shared the fact that this human body has a vibrational pattern. Your body, the human body, has to be able to hold those higher energy frequencies or it will stop your heart and your body will drop. And I'm like, holy cow. So at the moment when he kind of cut that off, so to speak, that at the moment was almost my full capacity to embody in this body the energy of consciousness that I am.
So cool, right? What an amazing experience. And so we might find that we can't hold all the frequencies of our star seeds because some alien species are pure energy states. They don't have bodies. They don't need bodies. And so there is that as well, right? They get that freedom, so to speak. And we all long for that freedom on some level, but heck, we chose here. We chose this planet. We chose this lifetime. We chose this experience as a soul. The question is why? Why are you here, starseeds? Why are you here? Knowing you're a starseed, knowing you've got psychic potential, knowing that you can embody this. Why are you here? What is the purpose of knowing, right? There's a purpose for that. And it's part of discovering who you are and also what's your mission? What's your purpose? Why did you choose this lifetime, this incarnation? Remember, humanity is going through some things right now, an expansion of consciousness. The more we connect to our starseed, the more we connect to an expanded consciousness that we can embody, we can shift the world. We need to be living, walking examples of what it is to be a starseed, to be embodied on this planet in a human condition, in a human environment. And we are that, okay? The more we can embody, the more we can embrace, the more we can show the world that the human potential is more than what it's become. We can evolve, we can expand, we can learn to love, be open consciously, have a big heart, enjoy this planet, take care of this planet. There are so many reasons we are all here. And I want you to dig in deep within your soul, dig in deep within your starseed connections and say, why do I have this? Why do I feel this? And what can I do about it now? What is this about my purpose, my journey, my understanding? This is so important for you as a part of self-discovery, is to answer these questions and keep asking the questions. If you have the questions, you have the answers. If you're asking the questions, you have the answers within. It just might take time for them to bubble up to the surface, to expose themselves in your mind sight. Maybe we need to shift something that we used to believe into a new belief so that those ahas and those realizations can come up into our conscious mind and that we can embody those as well. Dig in deep, friends, because this is the beauty of being incarnate here on Earth now, starseeds. We have a mission, we have a purpose. If we are waking up to our alien lifetimes, if we're waking up to the alien within who we are, it is time to seek why, to answer why, and to learn how to embody that. Become a living, walking example of unconditional love, of expanded consciousness, of being the most amazing human being and human becoming that you can be.
But life is kind of symbolic too. And there are a couple of us on this planet that might be here that are living in the United States, which I believe some of the statements are let freedom ring, the ability to have choice, which is the freedom of your soul to be who you are without the ability that it has to be a certain way. You're allowed to be a certain way. And in that discovery, in that self-realization, and the allowance to allow ourselves to realize more of who we are, the embodiment of the eternal beingness, it becomes more information for our eternal Solodex of life experience. Because by connecting with those lives, soul tracing, each life, you are the total beingness. So each life for me is in my Solodex. I know, this is this planet, this dimension, this is these beings, this conscious recognition. And just like this planet has an overall conscious vibration, one, consciousness is consistent within the whole universe. Two, each other world has their own vibe of consciousness. And all you're doing is just kind of like going on a journey. You're still connected to all of these planets, but it's not so distracted so that you're like, where have I been all these times? Because on average, a lot of us are given the gift of forgettery, because that allows us to forget where we come from so that we give ourselves the gift of living in the present. Because most of us are either trying to say, who was I or who will I be, rather than who am I now? I am. Two most powerful words in the universe. And when we're able to come to planets, and in this case, maybe choose some locations that allow you to manifest more of your starseed abilities with comfort and acceptance, is how we chose this. Others that are powerful in their own way have chosen other countries, other parts of the world, where they know how to interact the best that they can with what might become accepted. And if others aren't accepting us, then we must accept ourselves. That's the point. It is self-realization.
All right, psychic starseeds.
Yes.
Psychic starseeds, how to go home. You go within, you embody it all here. You are bringing your home to you on this planet, in this body, and home is where the heart is. Love where you are. Love where you are. And have fun with those psychic connections in your psychic evolution, starseeds. We love you. You're definitely part of our tribe, so we want to thank you for tuning in and listening. And if you've enjoyed this podcast, we would love a review. You can rate us on Apple Podcasts. You can write a review. I think you can rate now on Spotify as well. So we would really appreciate that. Love you, listeners, and have fun in between the break of the season. Again, this is the last episode of season 4. The next 4 episodes coming out are like little mini episodes. They're just fun to give you something to tune into. And season 5 is going to begin February 23rd. And then one more quick announcement. We do have another live podcast recording event, an evening under the stars. And that's going to be on February 26th. And this is all about mediumship. So an evening with spirit under the stars. We're inviting a special guest, Tina Powers, who is an evidential medium. She's been seen in the Wall Street Journal, also on the Real Housewives of New Jersey. So she's super cool, really amazing medium. And Jamie and Tina are going to be doing gallery readings at this event as well. And that'll be in Cave Creek, Arizona, February 26th. And all the information is on the Psychic Evolution website. Links in the show notes. We hope you guys have a beautiful month, enjoying our little minis until we're back for season 5 on February 23rd. So have fun in your psychic evolution.
Lots of love, and these abilities are so natural, they're supernatural.